In 2015, as the chair of Te Runanga o Ngāti WHATUA and attending the iwi chairs of the country, hui, 4 times a year, Sunny Tau and I, who was at that time the chair of Ngāpuhi, agreed that we would call a hui of all the chairs of the Taitokero and form an iwi chairs of the Taitokero. And in that we needed to find a name for ourselves. And of course, the prophet, the poropiti of the Taitokero, that's known by everyone is Aperehama Taonui, who was born on the 10th of March, 1810. And in 1835, at the signing of the Declaration of Independence, Te Whakaputanga, Aperehama Taonui stated, he taniwha kei te haere mai, ona niho he hiriwa he kaura ko tōna kai, he whenua. There is a demon on its way, and it is a demon that will arrive with teeth of silver and gold and an insatiable diet for land. And then he added, kaua e mataku I te hiriwa me te kaura. Engari, kaua e tuku I te hiriwa me te kaura, hei atuatanga mou. Fear not the teeth of silver and gold, just do not allow it to become your God. And with that, Sunny and I decided that we would make contact with all the chairs at the time. It was 8 iwi in the Taitokero at the time, for us to meet. And we did meet. We met in Kaikohe. And at that meeting, it was agreed that we would use the prophet Taonui. In 1840, at the signing o te Treaty o Waitangi, Aperehama Taonui threw his kahu, his cloak, over the table so that it would be signed on top of the cloak. And at that moment, the armed constabulary arrived and threw the Union Jack over the top of the kahu or Taonui. And he called out, kaua, kaua e haina chai. Ina hakai koutou, ko hakai koutou te tuku I tō koutou mana ki raro I ngā pane koti a te tahi wahine no whenua ke. Ora kau ke koutou mohio ana ki kiaia, a otira me tōna whenua katoa. Kaua, do not sign on top of the Union Jack, because if you do, then you are agreeing to sign your mana below the skirts of a woman from a whenua you don't know, her or her land. And that woman, of course, was Victoria. However, they did not listen, and they signed. Aperehama turned and he said, ko huri tuarau kia koutou. I now turn my back. A tōna wā ka kite koutou, ka ki o koutou kainga I te pūngā were were. The time will come when your homes will be filled with nothing but cobwebs. Now, we know the history from the signing to colonization, to the laws and all of that that brought us from there to where we are today. However, there was one more prophecy he gave, and that was, he died on the 23rd of September, 1883. Before he died, he gave one more prophecy, and that prophecy was that he taniwha kei te haere mai, he taniwha tai kuhu tai huna. Ko re rawa koutou e kitea. Ko re rawa koutou mohio ko tai ake. Kia kite rano I ngā kanuhi awo moko puna. There is a demon on its way, It is a demon that will arrive stealthily and deviously. You will not see it coming. You will not even know it's here until you see it in the eyes of your mokopuna. That demon is the drugs. And that was predicted in 1883. It's here in full force today. And so all the chairs of the Taitokero at the time agreed that the iwi chairs of the Taitokero would be known as the Te Kahu o Taonui. That was who we were. That was our prophecy, and it began in the Taitokero with the arrivals here in this country. And just to add one more to that story, in 1963, or was it 1983? I think it was 83, when Keith Holyoke died. And when he died, he was in the cathedral, and of course they had the flag over his casket. And just as they were lifting him, along went a kuia and threw the korowai over the top of the flag. Now we know the Renaissance began with the Māori Land March in 1975. However, Renaissance for us heightened when that flag was covered with the korowai in 1983, I think it was when he died, when Holyoke died. So the Taitokero agreed that that's what our name would be, Te Kahu o Taonui, the cloak of Taonui, that we all the tribes of the north have agreed that we come under that. And so I was given the role by the chairs that were there at the time to find a symbol for us to go with our name, Te Kahu o Taonui. And of course it had to be a symbol that resembled a cloak. And so I went to an artist from the Taitokero that I worked with in health, Jim Wiki. And Jim Wiki, I asked, can you do me something to take back to the chairs of the, and I told him the story of Te Kahu o Taonui, and the symbol that we have now is the symbol that was gifted by Jim Wiki and accepted by all the chairs of the Taitokero in 2015. And that's still what we use. And I have no objections to stylizing it. I'm sure Jim won't mind it being stylized as well. His words are, do what you will with it, it's yours. And so if it became stylized, I'm sure he would not mind. So yeah, that's the story basically of where the name Te Kahu o Taonui came from.